I was actually walking around like this earlier, trying to keep the ears a little bit warm. But I am going to do some 4-stroke parts. So you're going to give me company while I go through and sort through my 4-stroke parts. I have a couple of orders I need to get shipped out or look for parts. People are asking for clutches for the Ghost Predator and the Briggs 206, exhaust pipes, clutch covers. I know I just sold my last 2 clutch covers yesterday, so I know I don't have those in this pile. But I'm going to flip the camera around, come out, and I'll try not to mumble, but I'm chewing on bubble gum. And let's give this a shot here. So, rewinding a little bit, a couple weeks ago I did a video on this table, and it's actually coming along quite well. Most of the hardware that was on that table is now in bags. And these are going to get refined a little bit more. But I have a local high school kid that was looking for some extra cash. And yeah, there's a little bit of work I have to do to sort it out a little bit more. But eventually all of these are going to end up in one of these organizers. And I'll get my table back for sorting stuff. Actually, there's quite a bit of washers in here. There's a lot of large seat washers. So that's good. More hardware there. There you go, hardware. But yeah, so that was that pile. Let's go back to where I started here a second ago. All of this is on the floor like this because I ran out of shelves, to be quite honest. So help me move some of this product, and I can buy more shelves so I can go higher up and organize. There's a few shelves there, but that's only like one set. And I'm actually in the process of buying a forklift so I could do pallet racks like this. Then I could do heavy stuff on the racks more efficiently by putting them on pallets and then putting the heavy stuff on pallet racks in clusters. But as normal, if there's anything in the video that you see that you need in your trailer or your race shop, send me a message or comment. And yeah, but let's get to it. I've been meaning to do this for a couple of months, and it's in the corner of the shop. I just keep pushing stuff over here, over here, over here. But now is the time for me to go through all of this because I have a bunch of new Briggs parts, like new silencers. I've probably have 3 or 4, but they're kind of scattered. So today, when I'm done, all of this is going to be organized in my 4-stroke shelf. So that'll be good. We have the clutches. All of these clutches are used that are in the video right here. And I don't even know what they are. Some are Hilliard, some are Noram. But I'm going to organize those so they're all in the same area. 35-2 sprockets. 3, 4, 5 different sets. Those are going to end up on my sprocket shelf right there. As you can see, most of those are used or gently used. So that'll be in a completely different section on that shelf. But yeah, 35 on top, and then the middle right there, those are 428s. And my 219 are in the red bins. So in order from 65 tooth up to 80 or 91 tooth. Those are in the red bins. But yeah, I just need more storage. So let's get to it. To build a motorcycle. Jurgen. Is it Jurgen or Jurgen? J or y? No, this is all for karting. So I am a kart shop. And give me a second here. Yeah, race karts. So I'm doing race karts. That's what all this stuff is for. What does WSG mean? Is that something people just put out there? And yeah, I don't know what WSG is. Okay, doesn't matter. Make sure you hit subscribe for more updates. I try to do these weekly of the inventory. And again, this is a complete disaster. So I understand this is a disaster. That's why I'm getting ready to do this video right now. You can sit along with me. We can chat. I am from Switzerland. Let's see here. So is that a J or a Yer? Are you a racing fan? Switzerland. Us winter over there right now. Skiing. So you have the trials, the Olympic trials going on. Some great skiers that came out of Switzerland. As you can tell, I'm just rambling right now. But let's get to it. Let's start organizing this stuff. Like I said, I need to find some pipes. I need to organize the pipes. I need to separate my Predator parts. That's a Ghost Predator muffler from the. I need to separate the Predator stuff from the 206 stuff. There's a 206 right there. That's actually supposed to go on my daughter's cart. George. Ah, perfect. I'm in California, so that's on the West Coast. We have a very strong Latin influence. So that could be Jorge. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just trying to avoid work. But I'm not. Pat, what are you not? I'm not. You're a fan of motorsport too. Well, being European, I imagine F1's at the top of the list, or that crazy ass rally stuff. That actually, if I had to spend money on cars, I think my dream would be rally or touring cars. Those look like a lot of fun too. I mean, Formula One's badass, but there's so many other forms of racing that are available out there. Oh yeah, WRC. Yep. Pat Beecher, you're not. I'm not what? All right, so you know what? Let's turn this into my Hilliard box. Get your Hilliards here. Hilliards. Actually, there's some stuff I've been meaning to do on the. For those who don't know, these are the springs. They come in different colors, meaning different thicknesses or spring tensions. So that's the clutch spring on a Hilliard. And I actually sell a tool for $25. It's a pair of pliers that makes taking these apart really easy. In fact, please hold. Let me go grab those. Here's my sales pitch. $25 plus shipping. Please hold. All right. So you can do, circlip pliers or whatever, but I use these for my clutch springs, and this is really how easy it is. In this situation, the clutch spring is on. Let's see. Am I in the camera? No, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Boom, boom. So off, on, off. There we go. There we go. Just putting those on there. Hold on. I got to block this call. Not block. Ignore. Got to ignore that call. That's when I start getting phone calls, when I start doing these live videos. But yeah, I sell these for $25. They work great for the Hilliard clutches. I should probably put those on my website. In fact, I'm going to do pictures of those right now. Not right this second, but tonight, so I can get these on the website, extrakartparts.com. Bear with me. Squirrel. Okay, so yeah, those pliers, I'm going to put them on the website tonight. I have them. I bought them a couple of years ago. They weren't great, and then I just honestly just kind of forgot. And I tend to get organized or slow, then I start posting stuff, and then I end up doing another buyout and get a little distracted. So I don't know on these. I don't have very good light back here. Those do look new though. So I'm just going to keep these in a separate box. But like I was saying, the Hilliard uses those little springs, those tube springs on their clutches. So you can go stiffer, which a stiffer spring is going to raise the RPM stall speed. So you have to get more RPM out of the engine for the shoes to fly out. And there's some good tuning stuff in there. I think what we'll do is we'll turn that box into springs and washers. We'll do that box, springs and washers. No, we're not. Washers will be separate because I don't know what I have. Yeah, I just don't know what I have. That's a good problem, I guess. And again, if you see anything in the videos that you'd like to purchase, let me know. But when we're done with this video, I'm going to have everything organized. And you can say, hey, I know that guy. Or, like the rest of my friends, you can say, hey, yeah, that guy. And maybe I didn't leave myself enough room. I started on the floor because does anyone want free Comer parts? You pay for shipping. Comer. Free Comer parts. You pay for shipping. That looks like a spring for the pull starter. Assembly. That looks like an exhaust gas. Well, not looks like, it is. I can't tell if this is clutch parts and Comer parts, or you know what? Maybe I should just be like my buddy Gary, and if you're not going to use it in 6 months, get rid of it. Maybe I should just do that. Who's looking for Comer K80 stuff? Making a hell of a deal on Comer K80s. Condition unknown. I forgot. I bought them years ago in a buyout and just honestly forgot about them. Okay, so back into this. We're going to have more hardware there. Move these clutches over there. Let's move this. Let's do that. Okay. I'm just trying to get a higher view here. I'm very improv. Okay. So this is going to be exhausts. Fuel pump. Okay, fuel pump. That'll be a separate box, but for now we'll leave it there. Chain guard, clamps. Uh, 4104. 4104. For some reason, I thought something had said, let's see, WKA, IKF, ACRA, RLV, patent D685308. 685308. 685308. Those are all the same. Okay. That's good. Again, anything in the videos that you see is for sale. Or who wants to just come in with a large wad of cash or a briefcase or a check? Just buy everything in the shop. Start your own Extra Kart Parts. Extra Kart Parts East. That'd be fine too. I pitched that to a lot of people, and they always say, "Well, what are you going to do?" And I usually respond with, "I'll just start over." I can't read that one. Can you? I'm using my camera to see if I can read the. I didn't know I had a used one. Someone was looking for used the other day, and there is a cool little trick. If I just saw the number. No. Is that the number? Give me a second here. No. I just saw the number. The only reason I'm trying to be careful of this, if it's going on a Ghost Predator, I don't care. But if this is a legal muffler, there it is. Then I can sell this to a racer that's doing 206. Yeah. WKA, IKF, RLV. Perfect. Yep. That's good. That's going to go in that same box. I'm actually surprised it's used. So that's perfect. Hi, Eric. It's interesting. I get a lot of random people that join. I like it. Okay, that's clutch cable. Toe plates. I know these are not engine parts. These are toe plates. Minus. That's for those Track Magic guys out there. I don't even know why it's in that box. But have you ever stacked stuff up on a table or a bunch of totes? You're not paying attention, and you kick it over? Have you ever done that? So in the background, you'll see back there Briggs parts. That's exactly what happened. I was using plastic totes to keep everything off the ground so I can get it to arm level. Well, I kept piling it up, and I got it a little bit sideways. I bumped it, and everything fell over and out of my Briggs box. But this is a good opportunity for me to go through all this stuff. I'm pretty sure this is all Hilliard. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure that's Hilliard, because this is my personal race box where I have, 9,000 different tuning kits for clutches and all that good stuff, and brackets for the pipes, springs. I'm going to just put all these springs over there. I get mad because I sell complete accessory kits for the Ghost Predator and for the Briggs and Stratton. And what I'll do is I'll steal the clutch out of the kit, and then, my next order, I'll order a clutch. And then I don't. And then everything ends up kind of everywhere. And at one point, this was my personal race box. Shrouds. Oh, if you need flywheel covers, shrouds, heads, carburetors. And I have all that stuff too. All used. I can order new, but cheap heads Maybe not so cheap Walbro carburetors. If you're racing in a series that isn't going to confiscate them or drill holes in them. But yeah, I probably have 5 or 6 Walbro carbs. Oh yeah, more pipe mounts. Pipe mounts. I need to look these up online because I don't know exactly what engine that is for. Yeah, this was my personal box that got mixed up with everything. And got knocked over. I don't know how many times I rebought. I'll show you here in a second. All of these springs for tuning the clutches. I don't know how many times I bought these because I forgot where I put them, or they were at the track, not in the shop, so I just bought more, and yeah. Again, everything's always for sale. Here, I'll bring the can. All I'm trying to do right here is organize this stuff so it's a little bit more manageable. You know what I need to do? I need to take this caps. I had a box for those a second ago. Chassis clamps, chassis clamps. But wait, there's more. More chassis clamps. New inventory, exhaust gaskets, clutch cover bolts, air filter for a Ghost Predator, more exhaust mounts, weights, service kits for the clutch. This is good. This is good. I keep pushing this whole pile away because it hasn't been high priority for me. Even though Briggs is probably one of the most popular classes out there. I'm a self-appointed wannabe shifter guy. Somebody was looking for something else. Oh, a hardware kit for an engine mount. I was kind of looking for that. More chassis clamps. Okay, I'll have to call them back. Headers, Briggs headers. So I have intake manifolds. Actually, I bought a lot. I bought a couple of those, and I've been parting them out of engines as well, because my thought on spec engine racing, the biggest way to find horsepower in spec racing, when the rules are pretty tight and restricted, besides buying pallets full of engines, the biggest way is figure out how not to lose the power. What do I mean by that? When you're dealing with low horsepower spec racing, such as the Briggs, focus on the things that matter. Number one is always the driver. The driver is in control of the whole show. Number two, simple things. like your bearings, your chains, your alignments, your cart prep, knowing exactly how it's set up. Old bearings, old chains, you're losing power. So it's not that a lot of times a lot of these engine builders are really good at finding horsepower, and they are, but ask yourself, when you send your engine out to an engine builder, did you also buy a new chain? And when you did all that, you told yourself, oh yeah, this thing is way better, but you also took the proper steps to make sure your equipment was fresh. Did you see what I did with those other vents? I know that answer because, there they are. There you go. There you go. Bags and bags and bags. I know this looks like a disaster. I'm unorganized, organized, if that makes sense. I have a lot of bags and stuff where they're sectioned off. Spec racing. Sorry, it's dirty. Focus on, in spec racing, focus on not losing horsepower. Don't claim that guy next to you is cheating. Don't claim he's spending way more money than you. And that's just part of racing. Racing attracts people with money because it requires money to do it. It's a disposable income sport. That's just the reality of it. If it was free to everybody, I would be racing and not sorting through these totes to sell you parts. Engine mount hardware. Clamps. So what I'm doing here is I'm just not very quickly because I'm talking. I'm just going through these totes so I can empty the totes, get them out of the way, organizing the washers and such. Because there are some like these washers or shims. Well, that's a circlip. All of these are specific to certain engines or clutches. See, this shit drives me nuts. These, I'm pretty sure I bought those in safety wire, drilled them for safety wire when I first started racing the Briggs stuff. This was my personal tote. I tossed it in here. I don't know how many times I looked for that bag around the shop because I was racing before I had Extra Kart Parts. Extra Kart Parts was always kind of a side hustle. Now it's a real legitimate full-time business. But so a lot of my racing stuff got just left alone, never touched, and here I am. Like this cool, I don't even remember where I bought this. It's a cool aluminum chain guard. It mounts to the side of the engine. Your plastic chain guard clamps between the two pieces. And it's just nice and clean. And I don't remember where I bought it, but I digress. Sorry, I'm looking for that box right there. That's going to save that. Engine mount hardware. If you hear that noise in the background, that's my hardware table. Yeah, I remember this. I bought this from Nelson. Cole Nelson at the track. It's a chain guard. I kept losing my chain. And Cole goes, "Hey, you're running a chain guard." I go, "No." He goes, "That's why you're having a problem." And I go, "I never run, not a chain guard, a chain guide. It's a chain guide. I never run those. And I also run my chains a little bit on the looser side because I found with the Briggs, everything flexed quite a bit. And okay, so that's a clutch bolt. I've looked for that 5,000 times while trying to do a midnight job. And look, that's a push pin for a chain breaker. Why is that in that box? Yeah, I'm the one responsible for that box. But why is it in there? I have that box. I have a hard time throwing tools away, but check this out. Look at, I mean, chain breakers, pullers. This is only half of my puller breaker stuff. But yeah, that pin belongs in this box somewhere around there. But at least I have it now. Yeah. When I do buyout, I never throw away the tools because I never know what I'm going to be working on next week. Anyone want to pay for a used 219 chain? Honestly, if I kept it, it probably has 1 or 2 sessions on it. Yeah. Oh, look. Badass billet oil fill plug. And I had that bag. Right there. That's going to go in that new filler cup bag. Okay, filter for the Ghost. Where did that accessory box go? For now, it's going to go in that box. Part of me just wants to throw this away. This was the bane of my existence when it came to, these are cool stainless steel header wrap ties. So I use these instead of hose clamps on my exhaust header wrap. They're stainless steel. You slide it through like a zip tie, and then you have a special little tool, and you rotate it, and it locks everything in place. But they're nice and low profile. And I love these things because it just keeps you're hardly ever replacing your header wrap on a regular basis. I love those things. It keeps everything clean. It gets rid of that big. Shout out to RLV. I'm almost 50 years old. And I still have a hard time throwing away stickers. So fucking stupid. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and we were talking about t-shirts. And the topic came up, and we were generalizing, right? It was like, oh, well, why do you give away t-shirts? And his response was, because people will do anything for a free t-shirt. And I started laughing because there's a lot of truth to that. There is a lot of truth to that. Okay, these are for the clutch bolts. Sorry, my allergies are flaring up a little bit. Hilliard springs. But yeah, why did I tell that story? Oh, because we're talking about what is that? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is good. So take a look at that. I didn't know what this was at first. Why I even kept it, I don't know. Gary Carlton, GFC Karting, shout out. You know what he would say? Throw it away. Get rid of it. What does Jason Berry do? Keep it. Because I don't know I'm going to need it. But quite honestly, I don't know if you can see it in the video. You see those lines? Those lines are not good. That's an old key that goes on the crankshaft for the clutch. And other things people don't throw away, like me. Instructions. Why? I probably have 300 of these. I got this cool thing I'm recording this video on called a phone. I could probably just look up Hilliard Inferno installation instructions. Bam, PDF pops up on my phone. No, I'm going to fucking keep this stupid piece of paper, forget where I stored it, so I could actually have a paper reference to go look it up. Yeah, stupid. Oh, that's the other part of this that I never put together because I never used it. Oh, that was my story. Yeah, I was talking about the chain guide and how I didn't use them. I don't think they're bad. I just never had problems with chains falling off till I started running Briggs. When there was one corner at our local track here in Northern California, I would hit it just right, or rather just wrong, and it would pop the chain almost every single time. What is this? Oh, that was from a buyout. You know what? I can get rid of that whole tote because I own that tote. That tote is mine. Oh, I just found another front brake assembly. Okay, get that online. That's mine, so I can get rid of that. All of this, I don't know where to put it yet, but the tote I'm throwing everything in, I have to go through anyhow. Probably do another video like this. Ooh, brake parts. Let's do that now. Yeah, let's get rid of this shit. Exhaust springs. Again, anything you ever see in the video is free. Not free. For sale. Clutch key. We're throwing that away, right? That clutch key that was all worn out. Brake parts. Where? There it is. Okay, brake parts. All right. I'm going to move this box real quick because I need better light. Because sticker, Makuni. Bear with me for 1 second. I am actually going to I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go grab a light. All right, there's a little bit. I got another storage tote available. That was my buyout from FX Racing, so that sticker can go in there so I remember I own that. Got rid of another tote. All righty. All right, I'm actually getting pretty encouraged here because those two totes are now gone. So now I have a little bit more floor space. And then those are the bag of the stainless steel straps I was telling you about. The header wrap straps. Briggs. Bunch of Briggs, brand new Briggs replacement parts. Brand new Briggs. Oh, there's some drivers, I think. All right. This is going to be, what was this? Gasket crankcase. Okay. I could probably get rid of that. There's no gasket. Okay. Gone. I threw something away. Look at that. Some of you will be proud. Thank you for your purchase of a Briggs & Stratton racing engine and welcome to the family. Junior, Animal, 206 option, World Formula, yeah, Briggs. Oh, some of you have heard this story on this channel. Maybe you heard this story. Shout out, NorCal Carters. But years ago, I had two. Oh yeah, this will actually come in handy. Oh, there's no pricing on here. Never mind. Yeah, I don't need this. That was one of my orders. Let's see when I bought this stuff. Fuck. 8 years ago. 8 years ago. I went crazy and I bought this stuff. January 16th, 2018. That was before COVID. And in California, so my dad and I, we bought a couple of engines, a couple of carts. I was running TB cart. Out here in California, I might have had me and Renee Martinelli probably had the only TB carts out here. So I was running TB cart. My dad and I, we were going to go Briggs racing. And we probably should have spent more time practicing. If I was my own customer and I was doing the coaching, I would say, hey, before you race, let's go practice a little bit. But, my ego kind of gets in the way sometimes. And I said, this is Briggs racing. I'm a shifter guy. This is going to be easy. I went out there, I got smoked. The other day I was talking to somebody. Oh, I know who I was talking to. I was talking to Ethan Wilson. And when I first started karting, Ethan Wilson was a NorCal badass, IKF expert, shifter driver. Well, we were chatting about Briggs racing, and he said he struggled when he went over to Briggs. And when I first started karting, I started with a KT100, and I looked at the shifter guys and go, one of those days I'm going to be in a shifter. And Ethan was one of those guys he was one of the guys to beat. But we were chatting. Ethan and I were talking. And I told him, I go, man, I really sucked at Briggs racing. When I put my mind to it with the shifter stuff, I was generally competitive at a club or regional level. When I put my mind to it with the KT100, I was very competitive. The Briggs, I could not figure it out. And then it hit me as him and I are talking. And I had that realization. It's like I probably sucked so bad on the Briggs stuff because it was so slow mentally. I was so far in front of the cart. I was so far in front of the engine. And in hindsight, I never allowed myself to change my driving because the Briggs was slow. It was a turd. It's for people that can't drive. That's what the Briggs was. And as I'm talking to him, it hits me, and I go, you know what? I think I was just overdriving this stupid thing the whole time. Krishna, hello. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Extra Kart Parts channel. Hit subscribe. You'll be notified. I'm still here. Sorry. I found a flywheel puller for the Briggs. That's in my Briggs parts box. But I went to go move it to my engine bench. So it's going to go into the my engine tool chest where I keep like my feeler gauges and all that stuff. This one I'm just going through this stuff real quickly. Yeah, so it kind of hit me talking to Ethan that it only took me 7 or 8 years of realization that I'm sure I could have got the cart to work if I drove it better or if I drove it properly. But however, I did hop into some other chassis, and instantly I was quite a bit faster. But I think I was tuning my chassis to the way I was driving it, and I wasn't driving the Briggs packages correctly. And I mean, honestly, I felt like I could just do the whole track full throttle. And in hindsight, I wasn't allowing the chassis to do its thing. I wasn't allowing the weight transfer to work from the rear of the cart to the front of the cart. And no wonder I always had a push. So, drastic push. How did I get on that story? We were talking about shifters, overdriving, Briggs, parts. Man, I probably have enough parts here to do multiple head jobs. Yeah. Oh, eight years ago. That's what I was talking about. It's 8 years ago when I bought all this stuff. Oh, yeah, because my dad and I, we were going to go racing and have a great time. And we struggled. I struggled. For the amount of effort my dad put in, he did pretty well. In my head, I struggled a lot because I wasn't a consistent. I was not even consistent. That's bullshit. I wasn't even a podium contender. And it really drove me nuts because in shifters, when I put my mind to it, I was always right there at the front of the pack. Oh, yeah, that's my tuning kit. Springs and weights, and these are going to come in handy this year. I'm going to go drive more. Bearings. Oh, yeah, the Bully conversion for the Hilliard. So that's probably going to go with my Hilliard stuff. All right, that's one more another box. There we go. I am missing, though. There's a the top of this box. The reason I'm rushing through all this stuff right here is I think eventually I'm going to do a pegboard for all those parts and hang them up or categorize, but it's all head stuff. So it's Briggs & Stratton head. So that's that. But somewhere yeah, out here, somewhere out there, I knew I had it. My catch-all box. Okay, make sure no gaskets or... Okay, that's all flat. That can go in there. That's another thing I never throw away. Toolboxes. It's so stupid what I pay for. I don't know how big this shop is. It might be 3,000 square feet. And I have a 12 by 20 room. No, is it 12? No, let's say it's 10 by 20. It's a 10 by 20 room filled with totes and toolboxes. It's like, why? Okay, this is going to go on the shelf. With my Briggs. Do I No, I'm not going to tackle that right this second. We need to focus on the task at hand. So I'm just doing this for me. Ghost, brand new Ghost engine. My Briggs box. My Briggs engine. Some cases. Another. Why do I have 3 Briggs engines? Oh. Nope, I know why. This is my daughter's engine. The seal was bad. Remember that gasket paper I had? The gasket's hanging on the side cover right there. This is probably, well, that's a stripped down block. That was my race engine. So I had 2. I sold one to my buddy Walter. This is the other one. But that doesn't make sense either, actually, because my dad's kart has a race engine. And I only had 2 race engines and a couple of extra parts. So I actually need to double check this one. Oh, well, Briggs. That's not why I'm here. I am here because we were looking for exhaust. Exhaust stuff. If you're tired about hearing about Briggs cables, does anyone out there have a suggestion for cables and hoses? Or does someone want to just come in and buy this whole box of hoses right here? $100 for that box of hoses. Get it out of my life. I need to figure out a better way of organizing these cables. Again, referring back to Gary Carlton, he would just say, throw that shit away. I've probably wasted more time moving that tote and organizing it. You need a Delardo carburetor. Delardo? Let's see what we got here. Delardo. PHBG18. This was the mini rock or micro rock carburetor. I probably have 10 of those things. I keep meaning to do a video because I'm sure there's other applications out there in which that OTK parts, OTK cadet. Oh, you know what? Somebody was looking for hubs, OTK hubs. Nope, don't have them. Steering shafts, OTK steering shafts. Okay, nope. That's why those weren't stacked. Okay. All right, we're at least making some headway. Okay, there we go. These need to stay flat. All right, what is love? Don't hurt me. Springs. Expansion springs. Okay, I see what I did here. Those can go in there. Remember those exhaust springs from earlier? Again, anything you see in the videos are always for sale. Yeah, let's keep a miscellaneous hardware top missing the bottom of the toolbox. Why? Why, Jason? Clutches. Oh, this is World Formula electric start. Dyno cams. Yeah, this was my randomized 4-stroke box. Sprockets. Oh, it's the wifey calling. But I probably need to start signing off anyway. That means my family's on their way home. Oh, 219. No, that's 35. Okay, sprockets, those will be separate until I figure out where those go. Sprockets. Back to the exhausts, right? Walter, I'm doing all this for you. That was a seat in the background. Catch bottle. Is that laughing compound? Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. All right, I'm feeling a little bit encouraged. Hold on. I found some laughing compound. That needs to go on my engine area. Okay. Here we are. More exhaust brackets. Exhaust brackets. If there's a clutch in here, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off. Excuse my language. Yes, there is. Jason Berry. Oh, interesting. It's missing springs, but we just found all those springs. I could have sold this the other day, and I thought I was out of clutches. And everything is there to make it complete. And I guess when you're stupid, it should pay. It should cost you money, and that cost me money because I could have sold that. I don't need to buy that though. That is one of the items I was looking for, so that's good. I think these are 30 or 40 bucks. Long bracket kit for plastic chain guard. I actually have. Let's just till it. My old boss Rainey used to say, "Stupid should hurt," and I'm sure it wasn't his saying, but he's just the one that said it frequently. And here I am realizing how much money I've left on the table. Actually, this can go probably in that box. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I know what a Tillet chain guard looks like. Okay, I needed that. That's good. I have that. The other stuff I needed, pipes. Here, friends. Would you like to test coils? There's coils in here. There's heads. Fuel pump. That pisses me off because I don't know why I put the fuel. Oh, you know what? I know why. Because I'm not organized. That's Norium. No. Clutch spring. I need that over there. I know exactly what happened. All of these coils need to go online. That's a brand new coil. Brand new. I know exactly what happened here. Be gentle with those. This is another one of my personal. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, now I'm about to get pissed off because I'm an idiot. Brand new carburetor, Briggs and Stratton. Berry number 3. I sent my carburetor. Well, I sent out my engines, heads, carburetors. I sent everything out to a semi-retired engine builder that was badass with 4-stroke stuff. No, I'm not going to tell you his name because I'm a selfish prick. 2 engines, 2 heads, 4 carburetors. I sent everything, and I said, hey, just mix everything around so I have 2 badass race engines. And this is my personal box. It's all for sale now, but at the time I didn't tell anybody I had all this stuff. But it didn't matter because I sucked ass anyway in the Briggs class. Like, really sucked. Okay. That's how much money is just sitting here that I need to do more of these videos so I actually sort through all this stuff. But I just told the guy, hey, I just want a couple badass engines. This is what I do racing-wise. He was familiar with me, not because of my driving, but because of where I worked. At the time, I was working at Sweet Tech Racing. And do I have more? That's for the Ghost engine. So this must have been a Ghost. I don't know why that's in there. Again, sticker, because sticker. I just asked for 2 badass engines, and they were badass. Clutch key. All right, I'm going to keep actually all this in here. That's a used or new head gasket. That will be there for now. That'll go in there. So it looks like I don't have I need an order. The reason I'm doing this is I have an order from my buddy Walter. So I need to make sure I get him the right stuff. Clutch guards and pipes. That's what I need. Clutch guards, and pipes. Badass. Give me one moment here. Story time with Jason. Sorry. My family's on the way home, and I didn't know if they were trying to reach me. But yeah, so I got all these engines, I got all these parts. I'm going through all this stuff. I'm actually getting pretty happy right this second because I'm about to pick up another 25 square feet of viable floor space with stuff not just piling all over it. Yeah, if you go back and watch, just say, "Hey, Jason, you never finished this story," and I will go back and go, "What story?" You have to remind me. Oh yeah, I was going through that box and all the wasted. There's fuel pumps and a carburetor, and I could have sold that stuff so many times. And the carburetor's a non-Walbro, so I don't mind selling it. It's blueprinted by a very reputable four-stroke guy. That's for Briggs. Why am I telling you this? I have no idea. And then I found the clutch. Again, that's $100 or whatever they cost and sell for. It's just, there's money here. Coils. Why were these coils in my personal race engine box? Probably because I meant to take them home and take pictures. Brand new coils, like brand new. Who knows? Maybe I was going to go out to the track one day and just test them all. Exhausts. We're looking for exhausts. Exhaust for my buddy Walter. Well, at least now I can get from point A to point B. That's Briggs. That's clone, but so is that. It's clutches. I'll do those. Go through the clutches. I'm kind of bummed out I don't have an exhaust, but I kind of knew I didn't. Yeah. Four-stroke box. You know what? Let's do something with this right now. Let's just. Okay, I know this is a four-stroke box. I know that. This can go over here. I need more shelving. Four-stroke boxes. Got that. Okay. That can go there. Pipes. Silencers. The whole kit. The whole kit and caboodle. Brackets. .503. Okay. Hold on, I gotta go put something in the bath. All right, so we have the mufflers. We don't have pipes, so I need to order pipes. I just keep moving these lids, so I don't know where one of them goes. Don't you love these black and yellow totes? I always find it very comical on the black and yellow totes that Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, they all sell the same tote. Oh wait, they don't. They're not interchangeable. They are not interchangeable. Okay, this is going to be some of this stuff just needs to be a dumpster run. Not to sound crass, but the guy that wants to buy a used clutch cable, I probably don't want to hang out with him for an hour to lose $5 and then negotiate on that. Maybe I should just throw them away and start fresh, like a real race team. But I digress. Bias bar. That's probably valuable to somebody. A brake bias bar. That's going to go on my catch-all table. Somebody was looking for a Track Magic brake hanger. And I can't remember if I took this off the cadet card I have at the house or what. Okay. Hoses. Molecule. Actually, there are some good products in this shop. Molecule. That's good cleaner for your racing suits. Designed for racers by racers. Microns. Just on the floor. Hose clamp. I know why that's on the floor, because I missed the hose clamp box. Okay. All of these are not hoses, are they? These are cable housing outers. This is so. That might actually be useful. Yeah, I have so many hoses here. All right, if you want to stop by the shop and spend $200 or more, I will allow you to come through and look at all these hoses to piece together what you need. But buy some used tires or something else to make it worth my while. Or most of you might be looking at those saying, Jesus, just throw the shit away. All right. Bracket. I don't throw away any brackets. Throttle cables. If they're used, believe it or not, that is the one thing clutch cables, the inner. Throttle cables, the inner. If they're used, I always throw those out. That's like a $3 part. Well, that's better. Sprocket tire. I probably have more tires. Do I need to keep a sprocket tire? Hi, I'm Jason, and I'm an asshole. Yeah, I don't want to hang out with you for a used water hose. Unless you're also buying a CR80 engine. But I digress. Okay, garbage, garbage, garbage. Hose clamps on the ground. Why? Because I don't. Oh, that's a TM part number. Brackets. What kind of bracket are you looking for? I have lots of brackets. Extra Kart Parts. Extra Pick Your Kart Parts. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to do more shelving and inventory. And you just come down and sort through it yourself. Get the camera set up so if we have some sticky fingers, we can get rid of them. But I don't think we have that that's a major problem in our sport. I think we have forgetful fingers. Those are the people that, hey, can I borrow that? And then they forget. And then when you need it, 2 months later, you knew you gave it to somebody, but you forgot who. Is this the Tillet? Or is that KG? All right, remember how we started an hour ago? With shit on the floor? Yeah, it's still shit on the floor, but a lot less on the floor. I didn't realize that the clutches, that's probably just going to be its own video in itself. But there we are. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. And maybe I'll do another one tomorrow. Let me see what my work schedule looks like. Then I can go through all those clutches, all those sprockets, get all that stuff off the thing. Then the table that I keep talking about, get that done. But thanks for tuning in. Comment below what kind of videos do you want to see, especially on the live stuff. Most of it, I'm just rambling. But yeah, let me know. And everyone have a great day.